Hey guys, it is Fox, and welcome to the Sensei's Divining Top. It's not a location, but close enough. As I stated in, I think, the DC video, I'm going to use this for an EDH deck tech, Matt, and I am. It's Niv-Mizzet. You probably read the title, you already know. Yes, I wanted to do this video, or the Niv-Mizzet update video, for a while. My older one is pretty outdated. I might actually just remove it, because this one is fairly good. I use it as my tournament deck whenever I enter EDH tournament or events, and I really want to win. So that being said, this is an EDH combo deck. This is a game-winning infinite combo deck. All right, this is not really a casual deck. I don't use this commander that much in casual games. I have like 4 or 5 other decks that I use in a casual game. This is a deck I use when I'm paying money for an event that's really competitive, or when we feel like we want to have a competitive game. I don't use this deck that much. I used it when we went to DC for sure, because I was paying for events, and it did pretty good. It won, I think I entered like around 10 events. It did about maybe 6 out of the 10, give or take, so I'm pretty happy about that. And that being said, with the knowledge in mind that this is a combo deck, this is not made for casual, this is made for competitive play. You may disagree or agree as far as my choices in cards, and give me your opinions if you've played this deck before and you know a better card. So here we go. I'm just going to shut up and just show you the videos, because if I keep talking, I'm just going to sound like a fucking moron. Alright, so starting off with the lands, because they're boring and you want to get rid of them quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 islands. 2 of these are not foil. They are shunned. They go to the shun zone. And the rest of them are foil. Nice foil bucket lands. I gotta pick up 2 more foil bucket lands. They're kind of hard to find, believe it or not. And 3 basic mountains. The reason I run 3 basic mountains, I don't run a lot of red things, despite the fact that it is a red-blue deck. And I run a lot of 1-drop blue cards more than I do red. But I found not running any mountains is a little bit more hazardous, because you do need red. So I'm running 3 basic mountains just in case, and 9 islands. My signed Noah Bradley Expedition Steam Vents, which I'm very, 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 very proud of. I picked it up in DC and got him to sign it, and I was super happy about it. I took pictures with the actual, like, full canvas print. Not print, the full canvas, and I have my own print. I just love this art so damn much. I've been looking for an Expedition Steam Vents for a while, and I found one for a good price and got it signed. Why? Because reasons. This is double sleeve, by the way, because there are expensive cards in there. Cascade Bluffs, this is just the blue-red lands. So Cascade Bluffs, Scalding Tarn. While this is a competitive deck, I do like to go along the same lines of playing on-color fetches. You don't have to. You can actually play all the good fetches as you want. And I think when I went to DC, I did. But I still like to keep all my decks on color as far as fetches go. I don't think that should be a rule. I think it's just a personal taste. But yeah, I'm playing Scalding Tarn, and because I have one. I'm not playing any other off-color fetches. Temple Epiphany, I don't like tap lands. You're not going to see a lot of come to play tap lands. Temple Epiphany is kind of exception. 1, because it's foil, and 2, because it scries, and scry is actually very important in this deck, so I put it in because of that. Sulphur Falls, Shivan Reef, Old Border. Moving on to utility and single color or extra lands. Great Furnace and Seed of Synod. I run these because I run Tezzeret, and you can 0 Tezzeret to get these out pretty quickly. Also, you can untap them with Tezzeret's other ability. Minimo, School at Water's Edge, untap Legendary Permanent, very important for Niv. Tolaria West, searches for the 0-drop counterspell or other lands I need. By the way, I should probably explain what Niv does in case you don't know what he does. Whenever you draw a card, he deals 1 damage to a creature or player. That's important. It's basically an infinite combo with Enchantments and Lab Maniac, which I'll show you later in the video. Tolaria West gets me stuff. I think I said that. Cavern of Souls gets out Niv without the worry of him being countered. Command Tower, because dual color, yada yada. Mana Confluence, I don't like Pain lands. I don't play City of Brass in any decks, because I hate the fact that it gets around your own Chromatic Lantern and still damages you. Fuck that. I prefer Mana Confluence a little more. It doesn't come in tap, which is why I'm playing it. It produces any mana, but it also goes with Chromatic Lantern, so it won't damage me even if I have it out. Reflecting Pool to get me more mana. Sedalvi Excavations, I love this card. I don't see this card played as much, probably because I don't think there's that much of it, or people don't know about it that much. When it comes into play, sack an untapped island, or it destroys itself, it adds 1 in blue. It adds what I call Snapcaster Mage mana. So this land taps for Snapcaster Mage. And you can also scry 1 for 1, which is a fairly useful effect every now and then. Hall of the Bandit Lord gives Niv haste. Say that 80 times fast. Temple of the False God, the Kiora art, because 2 mana is cool. Reliquary Tower, because I usually have my entire deck in my hand. And if I don't win, it's nice to have this out. Reptile Laboratory, Return a Wizard in case they want to try and blow up my Niv. I can kind of get it back to my hand to cast it for a little bit cheaper. Academy Ruins to get back artifacts that I really want. Ancient Tomb, tap for 2 mana. Maze of Ith in case they're attacking me with some big fuck off guy and I want him to not do that. And then we're on to the counterspells, instants, sorceries, and all that. So we're on to, we're doing counterspells first. So I'm running Pact of Negation, 0 cost, Pact. For the love of God, whenever you cast this, a little rule of thumb I do is just keep it on top of my deck. Some people don't like that. I then just like put it next to my deck. So I remember, fucking pay for this before you die. I died once to Pact. And that was, it was kind of a debatable one. Like, I had drawn the card, but I didn't look at it. But my friends were like, no, you drew a card, you're dead. Which is technically right, but fuck off. But yeah, Pact of Negation, pay for this damn thing. Fairy Trickery, an instant I frickin' love, but can be sided out because it does target non-fairy spells, but I cannot tell you a moment where a fairy spell mattered to me. Maybe Una, but not really. But yeah, Fairy Trickery is just a really good counterspell and doesn't, it exiles it, yeah. So it removes it from the game instead of, going to the grave. Cryptic Command, the full art version, love the art on this. Cryptic Command has 4 modes: draw a card, tap all their creatures, counterspell, and bounce a permanent. And you can usually use any of them. Turi's Nielsen, Sign Force of Will. Love this card. Force of Will is a counterspell for free, essentially. I love it. Spell Crumple, bottoms. It used to bottom commanders. You can't do that anymore. Now just bottoms really annoying game win spells. Counterspell. I think this is a Judge foil. I'm not really sure. I traded it from a friend. I just really love the art on it. It's a counterspell. It's the origin of the word counterspell. Hinder, bottoms a card. I'm already doing. Oh no, I was like Hinder. Oh no, I'm sorry. Spell Crumple shuffles. I was thinking of Hinder. Hinder bottoms or tops a card, depending on what you want. Counterflex, uncounterable counterspell is always good. We're off of counterspell sort of. Twin Cast is in case I want a free counterspell and they have like something annoying. I can twin cast them and do some fun shenanigans. Misdirection is pretty good. It's a free target changer. Trickbind gets rid of those annoying Planeswalkers effects. If I want to be a dick, I can Trickbind fetch land. It's a little better than Stifle. I don't play Stifle. I could. Stifle only does it for the one instance. Trickbind does it until the end of turn, which makes it a little better. Also, that split second fucking matters. It matters a lot. Swan Song counters in target enchantment, instant, or sorcery, which is pretty good for countering, for 1-drop countering Force of Wills and stuff. Turnabout, untap them. I usually tend to untap my stuff because it matters more for me. But this is a pretty good effect in case they're about to kill you with a bunch of stuff. Pre-combat, just tap all their creatures, and you kind of survive one. Chaos Warp, I wish this card was legal in Modern. I recently built a Modern red deck, and this card would be great as a sideboard card against like Leyline of Sanctity. I built Mono Burn, so... but it's not. It's only. It's not legal in Modern. It is legal in EDH, and it's fantastic. You often can Chaos Warp yourself just for shits and giggles to see what you get. So it's pretty good. Capsize to bounce stuff and then get the capsize back. Cyclonic Rift, possibly one of the best bounce blue cards ever. Instant speed, 7 cost, just return all permanents you don't control. Frantic Search, pretty good. Just draw 2, ditch 2, and untap 3 lands. That can matter for Ancient Tomb. Mystical Tutor, get an instant or sorcery. It's pretty useful, played in most blue decks. Intuition, I think the name? Yeah, Intuition. Search for 3 cards. I think the new rule is you have to reveal them to everyone. They choose one to give it to you. Usually want to look up your combo pieces. More often than not, I tend to look up a combo piece and then something really broken. Or something not as broken. So they'll give me the not as broken one. Or if they need help and they need me to counter something, this also kind of helps. Brainstorm. Rest in peace, Chris Rush. Thank you for the signature. It's Brainstorm. Impulse to kind of dig through your deck for stuff. Speaking of dig through time. To dig through your deck for stuff. Oh man, I'm gassed today. Excuse me. Blue Sun Zenith to draw cards and get Blue Sun back. Fact or Fiction. I'm kind of mad at myself. I didn't realize this was drawn by Therese Nielsen. I could have got it signed, which pissed me off a little, but whatever. Fact or Fiction is a staple blue card, pretty good. Merchant Scroll to look for instances that I want to do stuff with. Wheel of Fortune. It is a part of a combo piece if I really need to draw a spell of some kind. Also, Niv deals 7 to people. Preordain, good old Scry Cantrip. Serum Visions, good old Scry Cantrip. Ponder, not Scry, but good old cantrip. Time Warp. I don't run a lot of gain a lot of turn spells, just this one. And I usually only need it if I think I can win and I think I can pull it off with just a Time Warp. I don't need a million take turns. I just need the one turn that gets me the game. Time Spiral, the untap 7 lands, is very important for this. This is why I play this over Time Reversal. This basically refreshes everyone's hand, I think grave? Yeah, everyone's hand grave, draws me the 7. It brings back my grave if I'm about to die off one card and I don't have Lab Maniac out. This card's great. Blasphemous Act, awesome red Wrath. You know, very often some dude will have a million tokens. Okay, Blast Act for free, or for 1 red essentially. Bye-bye all the tokens. Gamble, it's a tutor with a gamble. Ancestral Visions, essentially Ancestral Recall with Suspend. Tandem Lookout, part of a combo piece with Niv, and this is where I can get into the combo, how this works. If you don't know, which you probably should if you play EDH. The way Niv works is when you draw a card, you deal damage to a creature player, usually player. Tandem Lookout, and so does Curiosity, so does Ophidian Eye, so does Mind Over Matter, sort of. When he soul bonded to him, whenever you draw a card, you deal damage, and this is whenever you deal damage, you draw a card. You see how the loop works? So it just keeps looping and looping and looping. If you have Lab Maniac out, you can just draw your entire deck, kill someone, and then win the game, which is pretty fun. But if you're playing like a 3-player game and they all have pretty low life, you don't even need Lab Maniac out. You can just kind of loop it, loop it, loop it. Hope to get Time Spiral, which if you don't have it in the grave, you'll probably get it at some point. And then reshuffle your grave, your hand, and then do it over and over again. So that's essentially how the combo works. It's an infinite combo deck that usually wins with Lab Maniac. If not, it wins with damage. Psychosis Crawler. This is a new addition to the deck and is so fantastic. I'm amazed I haven't played it before. Whenever you draw a card, deals 1 damage to each opponent, which makes the damage combo with Niv 10 times easier. Archaeomancer to get back a lot of good instant sorceries in the grave. Clever Impersonator because it copies any fucking permanent. Is there a reason to not play this? Venser because it bounces a spell, gets over uncounterable spells, and bounces permanents that I hate. Snapcaster Mage because it's Snapcaster Mage. Thassa, the scry ability matters, the unblockable ability kind of matters. Scrying is good in this deck. Phyrexian Metamorph to copy artifacts, usually to copy... They're at the bottom here. I'll show you in a minute. Consecrated Sphinx in French, which I guess I'm proud of. Draws cards. That's about it. Lightning Greaves to give Niv haste. Honestly, I can't take this out because I have a lot of haste stuff, and I don't really even need him to have haste to combo him off, but it helps. Temple Bell is part of a combo piece if I have any of the enchantments or Tandem Lookout on Niv. Just Temple Bell 1, and then it loops. Scroll Rack to cycle my deck a little bit and help me. Sensei's Divining Top. It's on the mat. Coalition Relic for mana. Mana Vault for mana. Chrome Mox, which is a new addition. I love this card. 0-drop mana card, which is very important to get Niv off quicker. Gilded Lotus because it's sexy. By the way, Phyrexian usually copies one of this. Normally Mana Vault, because tap for 3 mana is pretty good. Or Gilded Lotus if it's out. Commander Sphere, it's a combo piece. It's a combo starter, excuse me, with Niv, and it draws a card and taps for mana. Is that Signet? Fucking love that art. Mana Rock. Mind Stone, Mana Rock. Soul Ring, Mana Rock. Chromatic Lantern, Mana Filter. Turns all my utility lands that don't tap for any colored mana into colored mana, and turns all my islands and mountains into volcanic islands. So it's pretty good. We're on to the enchantments. Another combo piece, Curiosity. Then we got Ophidian Eye, which is another combo piece for Niv. These essentially do what Tandem Lookout does. Mind Over Matter is a combo piece, but it's not like those. It's to choose and discard a card, tap and untap target artifact, creature, or land. That is when Niv has haste, so I can draw my entire deck. And this is usually a 1v1 card, if it needs to be. Draw a card, ditch it, untap Niv, just keep doing it over and over again. Rhystic Study, really good draw spell. Omniscience, if I feel like I want all magical Christmas land on my mat at once, I can just cast every single thing I want for free. Jace the Mind Sculptor, draw spell, bounce spell, all the good stuff. Tezzeret Seeker, really good card in this deck. It gets out my mana rocks, it gets out my lands, it untaps them, which is very important for me, and I love it. Deck Fade, it's Deck Fade. He's Deck Fade, he's the greatest thief in the universe. Gain control of target artifact. CDH. Artifacts are EDH, like, bread and butter. That's it, they're just in EDH. You usually get, at worst, a Soul Ring. At worst, you get a Soul Ring. So, Deck Fade is insane in this deck. And that is my Niv-Mizzet, the Firemind combo deck. As stated before, this is a combo deck. This is not a deck I use in casual play. I have other decks for that. This is a deck I use when I want to win the game, if I'm at an event or if I'm at a tournament. And honestly, it can be pretty slow in a major tournament. There are faster decks than Niv, but I put all my money and effort into this deck, and I love it. It's very faithful. This is the first deck I've built that I actually put time and effort into. I've had it forever, and I love this deck. But yeah, again, it is a combo deck, not usually for casual. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you later in more videos, but until then, Chromatic, it was just the first card on top. Chromatic Lantern, bye!